Welcome back to Parenting Roadmaps, a video series providing parents with short weekly videos designed to guide you along this journey, making sure you don't miss any amazing sights along the way. This is episode number 8 of the preschool series. To be honest, I'm a little anxious about today's topic, WSitting. But why be anxious? The reason? This can be a problematic topic. Professionals working in the field of child development can have very different opinions on this topic. Some feel it's totally fine, some are kind of in the middle, and others will say, don't do it, ever. I want to be clear that my goal is to simply leave you better informed on this topic, and not to state if one opinion is right or wrong. When there's an issue on the table, the best approach is to talk about it. So let's dig right in. Let's start by explaining what WSitting is. I'm guessing there's a decent chance you have no idea what I'm talking about. In the spirit of full disclosure, when my kids were preschoolers, I didn't know what WSitting was either. This seated position is called WSitting because, as you can see, the child's legs make the shape of a W. A child is seated on their bottom, knees are bent, but their legs are out to either side of their body. Nothing too complex here, right? Well, we'd be wrong to think that. Let's take a closer look at some of the concerns raised with WSitting. For the sake of this episode, I have grouped them into 3 categories: concern for core strength, mobility, joints and muscles. Starting with core strength. Part of the reason kids love WSitting is it gives them a nice wide base when seated. The legs out to the side provide a large base for a child to stay steady and secure. WSitting provides them with security and comfort, but it doesn't require their core muscles to be very engaged. So WSitting isn't really helping children build a stronger core in the way other sitting positions can. Next, concerns for mobility. When a child is WSitting, they are limited in how they can move compared to other ways of sitting. A child WSitting cannot reach as easily or as far across the midline as a child who is sitting with crossed legs. If you remember from previous episodes, we want crossing the midline to happen easily and spontaneously. In addition, while WSitting provides a secure base, it does limit a child's ability to shift their weight from side to side. The shifting of weight helps to strengthen coordination and balance. Professionals who discourage WSitting often recommend for children to sit in other positions when playing. These other positions are better at engaging the child's core muscles and may also provide more mobility when playing. Professionals who are okay with WSitting may raise the concern that encouraging your child to change positions out of a WSit can turn into a behavioral issue. Children may not feel comfortable playing in other positions and may resist or refuse changing the sitting position. And the next thing you know, you've created a power struggle during playtime between a child who wants to WSit and a parent who wants the child to sit in a different position. So, looking at core strength and mobility, I don't think anyone would argue that yes, a child is more limited when WSitting. The question becomes, to what degree is WSitting going to limit a child's core strength or their ability to cross the midline? Now to the last area of concern, joints and muscles. Here is where you find professionals in the field of child development. They actually flat out disagree with each other in answering the question, does WSitting harm joints and muscles? For the purpose of this episode, it's important to just know that some professionals believe that WSitting can harm joints and muscles in the feet, knees, and hips. And other professionals believe WSitting does not cause harm to joints and muscles. Okay, now we have this information. Where does that leave us? For parents, whether your child WSits or not, this is a good reminder that in the field of child development, we don't have all the answers, which is more reason for you, the parent, to pay attention and learn more about childhood development so that you can make the wisest decisions for your child when things aren't so crystal clear. Now, what if your child does WSit? A couple of suggestions. Do some of your own research on WSitting. Become better educated on all the aspects of this issue. Second, watch your child closely and make some good observations. How long does your child stay in WSit while playing? All of the time? Occasionally? Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your child's development. How is their coordination, balance? How often and how easily are they crossing the midline? And how about their core strength? Lastly, and you've heard me say this before, take your concerns, questions, and observations to your child's pediatrician. Together, come up with some good options for you to support your child. That was a bit of a different episode this week, but I hope you learned something new. Next episode, we are going to give gross motor skills a closer look. Enjoy your week, and as always, remember to enjoy the journey.